April asked, what are we getting wrong in communication? And April, I love that that question came from you because you're such a great communicator. But I will say this, in my opinion, the thing we're getting wrong today in communication is we don't listen. In a social media driven world where we're taught to respond and talk and do all those things and chat and type, we're not listening very well. And as a hostage negotiator, I can tell you this, when we had people apply to join the hostage negotiation team, we would have officers that would say things like, well, I can talk to anybody. Like, well, that's great, but that's not super helpful. Because as a negotiator, I've never talked anybody into doing anything, but I have listened them into doing what I need them to do. So that means I'm asking questions. I'm actually listening to their responses because if I can listen, then I can craft a solution to the problem we find ourselves in a way that checks as many of their boxes as possible. What do they value? What's important to them? And if they can check as many of those boxes as possible, it's a no-brainer for them to choose that option. But the only way I can solve a problem is if I listen long enough to figure out what the actual problem is. Because the first thing when somebody starts talking generally is not the problem. And so today, April, to answer your question, I just think we need to spend way more time listening and less time talking.